August, thoughtful, though at times perhaps a little intimidating. Peering down at Theresa May were grand figures from the ancient world, a reminder, if one were needed, that the stakes are high. Today, Theresa May set out her vision for the UK's future relationship with the EU at the Mansion House in the City of London. Criticised for indulging Brexit supporters, the Prime Minister issued a warning that they may not be entirely happy.
I want to be straight with people, because the reality is that we all need to face up to some hard facts. We're leaving the single market. Life is going to be different. In certain ways, our access to each other's markets will be less than it is now. How could the EU's structure of rights and obligations be sustained if the UK or any country were allowed to enjoy all the benefits without all of the obligations?
So a warm reception there for Theresa May from the city elite, who've just sat through a speech which did mark a marked change in tone from the Prime Minister. For months she's tiptoed around Brexit supporters, gently suggesting there will be challenges they will need to accept over Brexit. But today she set out what she described as a series of hard facts they will have to accept as she negotiates Britain's exit from the EU.
Those hard facts about Brexit are: European law will still have an effect in the UK. Leaving the single market will have an impact on the economy. No take-it-or-leave-it approach on the Irish border. And making binding commitments to remain in step with the EU in some areas.
David Davis, can I ask you, are you going to have to use all your renowned skills as a diplomat to sell these hard facts to your fellow Brexit supporters?
No, I don't think so. I think the simple fact is, I mean, you go ask Boris, go ask the other Brexiteers in cabinet if you like. But what the centre of this is that Parliament will always have a say. Today, the rules come down from the European Union. Parliament doesn't really have a proper say. This time they'll have a say, and they'll make that say. They'll exercise that say in the knowledge of the consequences, one way or another. Will this give us access? Will it not give us access? And that's what a free country will do, and that's what will deliver the best outcome for Britain in the long run.
Lest any Brexit supporter fear that today marks betrayal, the Prime Minister warned the EU that it too needs to face up to hard facts. Her fundamental vision for Brexit also remains unchanged: out of the single market and customs union, and no direct say for the European Court of Justice over the UK. These are balanced by a call for the UK to forge the deepest possible partnership with the EU, possibly including associate membership of some of its regulatory bodies. Brexit supporters gave the speech a guarded welcome.
So Anne-Marie Trevelyan, can I ask you, if you were Prime Minister, is this the speech you would have given?
It was a very pragmatic speech. Would I have given this one? I'm not sure. I'm not in that position. I haven't had to plough through these, incredibly complex sort of, departmental de-wranglings to see where we sit and what it looks. But I think, yes, it was a very pragmatic speech, talking to our European partners.
Remain supporters were unimpressed.
What strikes me is that we're almost 2 years on from the EU referendum, and the Prime Minister is still trying to hammer out the details about what leaving the European Union actually means. And what struck me today was the focus wasn't on negotiations with the Commission, wasn't on getting the best deal, wasn't on protecting public services, but was trying to hold that fragile coalition together in the Conservative Party, which is being led around by the hard right.
Sparse. That has been the EU complaint until now about Britain's vision for its future relationship with Brussels. Today, Theresa May filled that space.